puppy. Yes. Uh-huh. All right, I'm going to throw some of this junk off my desk, off my stuff. Some of it is just straight up junk. You know? Which one is so, oh, I know, Max, I know. You had so much time today. You were on. You were too old for that? That's one way to put it, yeah. Oh, we got a host. Of course I can't. Yeah, recovering the nude face. That's one way to put it. But in all honesty, I didn't stream last week because I, somewhere along the line, caught COVID. Yes, puppy. So, you know, face my face, caught COVID. Correlation? Who knows? Oh. That better? I hope so. No, it was just down at my waist. It's been, you know, months since I've done it, weeks since I've done anything. We'll blame it on COVID. I've got mind fog. Yes, Max. What is it? What you want to do? You asked to go outside, and then you just sat in your doghouse. Yeah. Yeah. I know, Max, I know. Does this just need to be a petting Max stream then? 1 bark for yes, 2 barks for no. All right, come on. Come on. Come on. You don't get to normally jump up on people. Come on. You used to. Yeah? What you want? What you want? What you want? What you want? Where is it, puppy? Yeah, come on. Come. Come. Buff. Boof. Sorry for that interlude. Because there's possibility for weather, like, I didn't know if it was going to be too cold for me to sit down here, or if I'd end up working in the office and then taking a three-hour car ride back due to snow. It was just one of those, it was a possibility, it was pending. All right, so now that we're done playing with the dog for 5 seconds, give it 15 more seconds, we'll be playing with the dog again. Something I worked on after I recovered from COVID is this unassuming block. And it's honestly gonna be what I'm calling, it's my proof of concept, really, because I'm gonna make a more elegant solution than this, but because it looks ugly as sin, but it's my proof of concept for, oh, there he is, he's playing with blankets and chew toys now. Following me now? All right. So what this is, you were supposed to be following me, come on. There we go. Basically, let me do that so you get actual, basically it's going to get mounted to the lid here so that I have both of the hand saws in there. But it is very inelegant and ugly at the moment. I mean, it would serve its purpose, but I also need 3-inch screws to even get it to seat on the lid. So we're gonna make a more elegant solution that only requires normal, like 1.5 or 2-inch screws. Well, so let's put the proof of concept up here for right now. We'll figure out something to do with it or burn it. Also, I'm sorry for whoever hosted me, but I did not catch the name, and for whatever reason, it doesn't show up in my activity feed. Actually, let me see if it shows up in the activity feed. You're playing backwards, why? Are you talking about your emote? Oh, don't worry about it. I mean, I wouldn't worry too much about it. That just means there's more ways to have hand planes as emotes. I mean, for a while I was just making emotes out of all of my hand planes there, Mecca. All right, so now to remember where the heck I was at. Okay, take the stickers off. Okay, front chop, rear chop. We do have that one defect that I should plane off, but it glued up nicely. Here is the part that blew out. I still need to file it, so planing and filing would actually be good. I basically left it to dry and then said I'll file it off camera, and then ended up being quarantined away from my shop for a week. Not a bad thing, not a good thing, but I mean, and I got my 10% off of Woodcraft card here as well. Haven't used it yet, my birthday 10% off, but something tells me that the 2 missing chisels in the chisel set are not going to be missing much longer. Oh, that's all right. Tell you the truth, I have no clue how I caught it. Or I have no verifiable proof how I caught it. Because I went all of 3 places. I went to work, went to the lumberyard once, and I went to the mechanic once. The mechanic was literally drop the car off, let them do the emissions check, pick the car back up. I was masked at all events. So it's one of those 3 places. And I know work, it's mandatory to have the vaccine, so I don't know exactly. But I mean, we have had people get breakthrough cases at work. I am one of them. That's probably, I mean, it's most likely true. I'm not pointing fingers at the moment. don't want to use, well, it's already got bite marks in it. Let's just go ahead and let me go get my rubber mallet back. It's still where you were painting your desk. It just makes less of a loud clank when I beat this thing up. And it seems to do better at it. There we go. I only need to plane a little bit off. Where's my smoother? Okay, that's all I needed to do. Just get that surface of glue off of it, so that it's nice, even though that really doesn't matter since I'm going to be putting glue down this entire face to put leather on it at some point. Wait, what's missing? Bite marks? Oh, bite marks from my plane stop here. And I realize you guys can't even see that really well. Also, are you on auto? You are on auto. Okay, so my plane stop has metal teeth here, so it'll bite into the end. Wait. No, I don't have a Max isn't as much of a shop dog as on a woodworking master class and chewing up half the work. He's not that bad. Of course, he does hear me talking about him. He's staring at me when I say Max. Tearing up blankets, Max? Okay, you're doing good there, boy. Okay, where is, there we go. That and some. So yeah, we're just doing some little stuff here right now, but here in the near future we might be taking another one of these boards and cutting them down for legs. But considering all the fun I've been through recently, a nice gentle stream and a nice gentle amount of work is probably for the best. We could test this, fit this guy together if we really wanted to, but. Okay, That's nice and clean. That will do. No, when I was finally able to be in my shop again, first thing I wanted to try and figure out was more storage for the tool chest. Unfortunately, I didn't get very far, but I got a good bit of designing for it done. Now we need to figure this out. Okay, so we have our front vise here. Let me get this out of the way because that doesn't even need to be there. Our front vise there, and our back here. We got this one marked out as the top. I mean, if we really wanted to, we could probably start doing the not the dovetail, so here's our top, which will extend out this way. We may need to start cutting some feet, so we have some peats for this. So a couple things I need to do. I need to put a bow tie in here to fill in this little hole here where there used to be a nice loose knot. We need to cut out the peats. Yes, I'm going to call them peats. So and then we need to do some sliding dovetails to put the feet to attach the feet to the tops. So like I said, I'm not too worried about this being here. That's not that big of a deal. What does Wes want to do? I mean, as much as I don't be of any good, we could cut at least cut the stock of the feet, which would be this guy right here. You know, at least cut them, get them square, get them ready to run back this way, and have one possibly run this way. This is also the roughest piece of wood, if you can't tell. Okay, so the vise itself is going to be 4 inches tall. We want to make sure we have enough clearance to make a sliding dovetail, and also make sure I should probably cut it a good either the feet either a good 6 inches. Or oh wait, these are 9-inch widths, right? Where's me folders? Yeah, these are a little bit like, 9 1/4. Maybe make them 5. That way we've got some slop for the dovetail, to be able to fit it up so that everything is, wait. The top is roughly 2 inches thick. So we cut 5, it's going to be tall. But it at least gives me room there. But I mean, we only need 3 in all honesty, because we need 2 for the feet, 1 for the tail. Because they're going to be, you would need 2 for feet, 1 for the tail. So if I cut 4, I'm doing good. Because then I don't have to worry too much about how bad I cut this line out of square, because I'll probably lose a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch cutting it. And I can always plane the feet down to level, or it can always sit just a tiny bit proud of the bench. Nobody said it has to be flush, that the lower jaw has to be absolutely flush to the bench, level wise. So 3 feet. 3 feet, or not 3 feet, 3 inches sounds good. / 4 inches sounds good. And then that leaves me this huge chunk here to figure out the rest. How long is this piece again? 28 inches. How long are you? 9 inches. So that gives me plenty to make peats out of. So, because if these are 9 inches, we want roughly, 12-ish inches to make the runners. I'm doing a lot of hard and fast pseudo math. Okay, so or should I just do 3.5, knowing that we need about 3 inches? Better yet, that's probably the thing I need to be doing right now. Up, 1 second, guys. That's actually important. Okay. Sorry, that was just my boss telling me whether or not we're going into work tomorrow. Good thing it's all text. We'll take the bent one. Okay. Honestly, 6 inch tall might be good. Because then I'm still... I didn't think about this. Proportionate to me, because what's the thing I'm trying to stop myself from doing? So, a little bit taller. This feels right. So if we're aiming for 6 inch tall, maths. We already have 2, so we would need 4 and an inch. And it doesn't have to be dead on 6 inch tall. Yeah. But that means 5 would be better. It also gives me a little bit of a problem. Oh yeah, faces go together on the vise. I forgot about that. Okay, that's why I'm confused. Faces go together on the vise, face sides. I was like, that doesn't make sense. Why did I drill it backwards? So, if we do 5, because that, I mean, I don't care about sawing through that. That doesn't really bother me. We get that. That doesn't quite give us enough wood to do what I was going to do with the peats, but we can always make the wings out of... I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. But I think making it just a little bit taller for hand sawing is going to be better, so that I don't have to bend over as much. So 6 inches tall sounds good. And I can always plane it down lower if need to be, because that's how wood works. So 5 inch cut. And then All right, we made a decision. Huzzah! And everyone was proud. Cutting through that knot's going to be a fun time. But you know what that means. I gotta do a long rip cut. That means bringing out the saw bench. Means pain and suffering. It's gonna be very easy which side is the keeping side. Which side has a giant knot on it? That's probably not the keeper side. And we know this time to just saw from one side. Last time I ended up creating a bigger mess by trying to start sawing from a different side at the end. So today might just be one long rip cut, and everyone make fun of Wes while he's trying to do one long rip cut. How you guys feel about that? Yes, Max? Is that all you want to do? You don't want to be on screen? No? Okay, so since we already have boards all over here, I don't feel like restacking them at the moment. We're just going to move stuff over here. Over here. Yeah, because it's, put Mini Max up here. Keep the hard wax accessible. At some point in time, I will fix my pocket so I can start putting the marking knife back in, but until then, c'est la vie marking knife. Mini Mando. And we got a lot of wood chips here. This has got to be like the first time like you can see like wood chips everywhere, because I just didn't clean up before we even started, or after I finished the last time. Broke my number one rule, always sweep up. All right. Honestly, 1 second here. We doing good, OBSbot? All right. Wonder what moved. Oh, nothing important. Okay, good. Dude. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's one of those small details. Oh, it lost me, didn't it? Okay, it found me. All right, like last time, I'll just do that. Wax. Rip saw. No, not that one. Oh, and I don't know if it showed up or, oh wow, it gave up on me. Hi, do you see me? We're not dead, right? You do see me, right? Okay, good. I don't know if you guys saw this. I don't know if it showed up. Let's see. You gonna follow commands? Hello? I know you don't recognize me without the beard. I see you processing it. There we go. I got a small chalkboard. Oh, there's Max. Hey, Max. You following? Hey, Max. How you doing, Max? Of course, it lost me again. It's because I'm flashing signs at you because it's supposed to activate like the zoom function and it's supposed to lock the camera, but sometimes it don't like me. Found me? Found me? Good, 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 good. Hey, Max. How you do, Max? How you doing? Oh, you don't want to be on camera. I know, I know. I hope you guys tell me if it's bobbing on you, because it may get you seasick here. Of course, I got the wax out for a reason. I have to have something. I'm a ginger. I don't have a soul. It's been established. Actually, I think I'm more of a day walker. I can walk in the sun and not get burned. Here we are again. Time to rip our hearts out. Oh yeah, you're right. He's actually, yeah, you're right. Gotta look out for that. The long, long rip. Kind of dreading this because, well, because could have been a bad boy and done this off screen with the table saw, but I'll be good. As straight as I can be. It's just, it's a long cut, and all I have is an 8-point. I don't have something, I don't have something more aggressive than an 8-point, so it takes forever. Let's get this back up now. Do-do-do. Maybe I should look. Okay, so is it bobbing much while I'm doing this, or the camera, I should say? That's good. It's better than when I'm planing and it's basically like watching someone on a boat. Always dreading the long rip cuts. It's almost like I need to get a saw specially made for them. But hopefully after this will be probably the last time I really need to do long rip cuts through thick material. You know, famous last words though, famous last words. That or I need to hire apprentices to rip stock for me. T-brake. Using my meat clamp to keep everything steady. But I am glad that am starting to use the first big project saw bench, starting to use it more again. Even though my last rip cut, you know, was terrible, it does help me. It does help me. Oh, sorry, one second. Oh no, it's falling apart. One second. All right, get this back in. No. There we go. Oh, thank you, Neil. All right. This is, well, I can't use the boring joke, but I mean, like, this has got to be one of those, one of the more boring things to watch me do is one long task that's the exact same the entire time. But once we get this cut and prepped, we can start making the feet for the feet and the sliding dovetails to house the feet and start putting this thing together. So that's a good thing. And in all honesty, the cutting seems to be going a lot easier this time and a lot less disharmonious, but you know, we'll check that when I get it cut all the way through, see how bad my cut is. At least on this side, it's staying on the line. And if need be, can always clamp this baby down. Actually, sorry if you get a little seasick here. If need be, because we're going to get towards that end at some point. Just so we don't have to worry about it swinging. And once I get to the end, I don't have to flip it around. I don't know why I grabbed the super long one. This would have been fine. Okay. All right. I'm just glad to be back in the shop, in all honesty. Making progress on my projects. Oh, oh. That's all right. If it helps any, it was a mild case, but still not fun to go through. My stance is get your shots if you can get them. Okay, you're getting, yeah, you need a little more wax. Yeah, I was actually wondering if anyone had passed the word to you, since you're not on the Discord much. I probably should have at least tried to get in touch with you on Twitch, but I forgot about that. Come on, let me in, let me in. I just want to get the saw in, please, please. Thank you. Kinetics it is. It actually is. I know how to make the stuff. I just don't have the time. Wait, where do you see that? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, you can see it from the camera. Yes, there is a crucible pinch rod right in front of the camera. Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about that. I don't have very many famous things, but I mean, like, this is a modified wood by right saw bench. I bought his plans and then modified it a little bit to be what I wanted. And then my actual bench is the Knockdown Nicholson by Christopher Schwartz. If you can tell, but you really can't because you can barely see the engravings on them anymore. The saws are Diston D23s, but they're more modern ones, which is why I got them so cheap. I do feel like I want to take the handles off and shape them a little bit because they're a more modern handle. They're not quite as comfortable in the hands as they could be. Most of my planes are Stanley. I'm just going to keep going with, you're recognizing brands, I'm going to start telling you all the brands that are around here. I have a wood rest that I cannot pronounce the name of. I believe it's French. It fits my work and I want to build stuff. Aru, yeah, it's an Aru rasp. Honestly, I did the whole like researcher bench thing to the hardcore. I had a basic plan for a Nicholson. I had a plan for a Rabot. I had a plan for Paul Sellers' bench. I had a plan for the Moravian, and I ended up doing this one because at the time, like, all I had was a Black & Decker Workmake to make it with, and I was just like, you know what, with the amount of effort that goes into some of the other benches, this is going to be the easiest one for me to make. And right now, it actually does fit my workflow very well, so I'm kind of glad about that. All right, we hit the nut. Yeah, I need to get a modeler's rasp and a rat tail here soon, just to complete the trifecta. But that cabinet maker's rasp, I love it, and I love the fact that I can get everything left-handed. Hey, honestly, that's the best thing to do. Just start building. Because I basically said, what's the easiest, fastest thing for me to build with the skills and the tools that I have right now? And I was like, this guy. Let's just build it. If you want a better or a different style bench in the future, do it. But then you'll have a big bench to do it on. This was one of those, I didn't really need a big bench to build it. And I've seen Paul Sellers and how he builds his. I was not ready to build it that way. Oh. All right. All right. We're getting somewhere, though. We are getting somewhere. I will say, if you don't have a saw bench, they're actually really nice to use. Yeah, I went the slow route, and I had my Black & Decker workmate, which I used to build this sawhorse, and then I used the workmate and the sawhorse to build the bench. So I kind of went full force once I figured out what I was going to do. Yeah. I remember having difficulty explaining what the saw bench was going to look like and how I was going to end up using it, because I didn't end up using it as a saw bench until after the bench was done, basically. Because most everything on the bench was cross-cutting, so it was very easy to do it without a saw bench. I mean, I built mine all during COVID. It was also a distraction. I actually got the wood right before everything went to hell. Like, I bought the wood and I was kind of griping because it was like $50 more than I was expecting. And then a week later, it was $200, and it was $300 more. And I was like, well, good thing I bought it when I bought it. Ah, that's what's going on. Also, I kind of want to get rid of the big one. Sorry, we're going to have a C6 camera here. We're right next to one of the edges. That's why it feels weird. I will put you up in a minute. Let's get a small one because they're easier to manage. We're not hitting anything yet, but that will influence my cut if it's not down in the center there. And I do not want influenced cuts. Not like last time. No, no, no. I mean, I don't care if I lose a 1/4 inch, but I don't want to lose a 1/4 inch. Oh, did it lose me again? Come on. Come on, Cletus. Come on. Hi, you found me. Bot shaming. Okay, yeah, that was the exact I was like, there's some sort of resistance going on. What's going on? Oh, much better. The only thing that's really weird about the saw bench is when you get close to the end, you run out of your meat clamp, so I still have clamps for it. Well, I mean, I at least talk to it in a disappointed tone. Is that okay if I talk to it like a disappointed father? Will that be acceptable, Shan? Need more disappointment. The way it's going, we're probably going to make this one cut and probably be done today. Luckily, I don't have any of the long COVID symptoms or anything like that. Just, it's also cold. Wondering what this edge is going to look like since we cut right through that huge knot. Well, I mean, for whatever reason, and you'll find this funny, Shan, when I shaved off the mustache, it just stopped recognizing me. Like, it was like, yeah, no, you're not a human anymore. You're not the person who bought me. I had to reteach it, and here's the fun part. My phone won't unlock to my face anymore. Yeah, but I mean, it's not that clear. Like in real person, it look okay. You can kind of see it when I'm close. That's a week and a half. So hopefully by the end of February, I'll have at least a decent amount of beard back. Nowhere near the mountaineering beard I usually have, or the captain's beard, the old sea captain's beard. Like I said, I learned from my last long rip cut. We're just doing one solid rip cut. Because I'm terrible at rip cuts. Actually, we might square off the end before we end tonight. Hey Max, you want to play? Huh? Hey Max, you want some pets? Yeah? Good boy. Good boy. Key thing to owning a dog, make sure your furniture is made out of walnut. Dogs do not like walnut. Something about the oil in them, they just don't like it. Max, when I first got him, would chew up everything pine related. And then I made a walnut table, he stayed away from it. Yeah. Instead of a $20 coffee table, it's now a $400 coffee table. And the dog will leave it alone. Max is, I believe, 10 years old now. He's getting up there. He's got some years left in him, though. He still acts like a puppy at times, but you can definitely tell he's an older husky. He's not super full of piss and vinegar anymore. But it is there. Yeah. The only reason I have so much walnut or stuff right now is because my dad has family out near where there is an actual like sawmill, and every time he goes to go visit his sister, he'll come back with 100, 200 board foot of it because it's it's rough sawn and nobody cares. And he'll just plane it up himself. So every once in a while I'll go home and just grab some walnut from him because he can get it for like $6 a board foot, $3 a board foot because it's just rough. But right now I'm happy with what I'm able to get, which is cherry. I can get cherry for about $3.50 a board foot. I'm happy. But yeah, walnut's up there. I think it's about $10 a board foot right now for me. It was $17 about a half a year ago. Yeah. It's funny because Woodcraft sells wood, but I know it's marked up. And like they have cherry at around $8 a board foot, and I'm like, no. I'll just drive about 30 minutes further and get it for $3.50 a board foot. and get a bigger selection too, because they'll have a pile the size of a truck to go through of just cherry. But here next week I should be able to finish the chisel collection. Oh, you can't even see them. Never mind, never mind. I have like 2 more chisels to go, and I think that might be my birthday present. It's going to be at least one of them to me with that 10% discount. We're almost there, guys. And I can definitely tell you I am slightly angled. I can tell. I just don't know how bad it's going to be. It's almost like I need a 4-point. Yeah, I can definitely tell I'm angled. But I'm angled in the good way, where we're actually not going to be losing material this time. Whew. Yeah. Yeah. Luckily, the stuff that I can get a hold of, the reason it's $3.50 a board foot is it's local. It's Missouri grown cherry, so it's it's really good quality. It's just because because it's coming from basically the same place. Just there we go. Accept the fact that we screwed up at the end. Woo! All right, that is a rip cut. Oh, one day I'll get better at these things. One day. Practice makes perfect, though. So eventually I'll get there, I think. Eventually. Eventually I'll get there. But not tonight. No, not tonight. No, not tonight. Oh, got to channel my inner Bob's Burger, I guess. And become Linda. Start singing whatever I'm thinking of. Oh, sorry. It lost me again, didn't it? Hi. Do you just have trouble? All right, get Mini Max out. And soon I will show you my ineptitude. Oh. Yeah, I'm pretty certain it's me walking around like a jackrabbit, going this way, that way, and the other. Seriously, camera. Okay, so whenever it loses me, it just stares at the ceiling. That could be a bad thing. That might explain the ceiling thing there, Shan. Is that when it loses you, it just goes, oh, screw it, ceiling. All right. Again, I'm right here. Hi. Okay, okay. Let's lock you back in. Did you lock? No. Lock. Good. Okay, there. No more freaky cameras. Okay. Got a decent workout. That's good. That's good. So let's inspect how bad I cut. Oh, you can kind of just tell. Right about here. Right about here is where it slowly started to curve out. So, go guys. Nice and on the line here. And by the other end, terrible. But I mean, like, you can tell that, like, right about here is where it starts, and it just slowly drifts out. But much better than cutting on two different sides of the line and cutting and swaying out opposite directions so they would never meet in the first place. I just had a great time the last time I did a long rip cut. All right, so we don't need to use you anymore, or we don't need to worry about you just yet for a while. So you guys get to sit there next to spacers. Sorry, I'm just restacking the wood so that I can get everything out of the way that don't need to be in the way. If you're good for now, maybe next time we will do a bow tie with you, because we do need to put that bow tie in at some point. 2 more sticks of wood. You're the one that I need to play with. Offcut. Get these out. Yeah, I will. I'm gonna go ahead and check that here soon. That was my rip. Because my crosscut doesn't have any problem. So it would be, okay. But I will check that. It may just have a heavy rip on one, heavy set on one side. In fact, okay, yeah, this is marked for sharpening and reset. No, I can tell it's heavily set on that side. I can just look at it and tell. All right. Yeah, it's a little bit heavier set on that side, so I need to reset it. Okay, this is the high side. Wait. This is as much as we're going to go through. For any reason, I'm not using jack right now. Oh, nice. The side I need to plane, that's against the grain. Awesome, awesome. Well, it needs to be sharpened anyway, but 1 second. Where's that mallet? See if that helps. Although this is a fairly heavy cut we're doing. Before we do too much of the cut. Just not thinking all the way through here, guys. Don't know what's wrong with me. let's at least mark where 5 exists. So I know where I can and cannot plane. Before I go too hog wild and end up screwing it up. Get it relatively level based off of this line. That is now basically all around. Go. Now we at least know where it's at, and then we'll actually square and level it off once we get the chonker done. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Make sure I didn't miss anything else. I love being able to use this stretch. All right. Honestly, with it taking as heavy of a chunk, because it's against the grain, we might want to use this instead. Nah. Yeah, I could always flip a board, but I mean, at some point in time I will get better at ripping. At some point in time I will remember to flip it and keep, try to keep correcting the line as I do it. Cut and then flip, cut and flip, cut and flip. I should be doing that actually. I just am terrible. All right. Yeah. Back you off just a hair. using a jack plane is done. We have hogged off the terrible part. Where's my brush? Where's my brush? Before people get angry at me and tell me to use my brush through Radine's. Gotta keep ahead of you guys. Yeah, an 8-inch, was it radius? Yeah, 8-inch radius. Camber. Oh, this is going to have some fun here. That's a little heavy. There we go. That's about right for you. Okay, anyway. Honestly, I did mine with a Dremel. I just kind of Sharpied in the what the actual I Sharpied in what the actual shape was going to be like, because I made a template for it, and then I just took a Dremel and ground it to that shape, and then I sharpened it. Yeah, you get a lot more stability raising this guy up. Let me not use the one that hurts everyone's ears, and also transfers a little bit better. There we go. Here, technically, I could go up to 6 inches with this guy, because I made him big. Hey, puppy, you interested in what we're doing? Oh, a little too wispy. There we go. There we go. Oh, it feels good to be doing my namesake again. Just planing away. Got a few places I need to clean up, like it's not hitting here. That's just because there's a knot, and then there's that little guy there. Yeah, we just need to keep on trucking. Yeah, it definitely works. I think if you can get it about 2/3, it's really, it's stable enough. And if I remember to rock my body with it, oh yeah, let's get the vise retracted. Somebody was using the vise a couple days ago and never put it back in. That way I can at least I don't know how I did it, but there's always a little bit of figure, like you can just see a little bit of raying on the sides, which is a sad thing because You won't see it on these, but at least the vise faces, I can at least stare at them all day. Want to get all of the saw marks off first, and then we'll worry about level. We were fairly close to level as it was. I wonder when Stanley used oak for their handles. This isn't like the rosewood or the... Actually, nope, never mind. It's walnut, never mind. It's just blonde walnut. It's the sapwood. It's the only one that's like that. Like, heck, my older boys are all rosewood. Still got that little bit there. I'm glad that the knot's not that bad. It's just a little bit of a pain in the butt right there. Wonder how that's going to be when I start cutting the sliding dovetail. Or if I'm going to be smart and somehow slice the material right here and slice the material right here and avoid that knot altogether, because this is most likely the face that the sliding dovetail is going to be on, because this is already nice and flat. Might as well make that the feet. But I could just make this the feet instead and go, hey, we got a nice referenced flat area here. Hey, Random Tinkerer. Glad to see you're here. We just got done cutting out or ripping out the width for the feet for my Moxon bench extension vise. I mean, a Moxon vise literally is just the chops and you just secure them down, but I'm going to be putting a bench top on it. So hybrid Moxon and bench mini workbench. We're getting close to done here. Let's make sure we're not falling out of square. That's just settling. We are falling out of square, but that actually should fix a lot of things. Oh, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry your heart out over that mecha. I'm just surprised we've got so many people on a Wednesday. Usually Wednesday's the dead night. Okay, just keep working this side a little bit longer and then we'll try and flatten her. That's probably going to be the worst spot right there. Hey puppy, you coming to join the fun? Coming to join the fun? You want some pets? Here, come on, pup. Come on, Max. You need to go outside or anything? I know, you're bored, aren't you? No squirrels to chase, no rabbits to chase. Yep. Yeah. I ain't gonna stop you. There is a metal plane stop in there. Believe it's from it's also from Black Bear Forge. He's got an Etsy shop, and it's really kind of, he makes a batch and sells them, So if he says it's sold out, just wait a few weeks. How are we doing? You okay, puppy? You just want to be near me. Baru? Okay. It's all right in here now. I may have to add that. I mean, I remember it from Ren and Stimpy. Not sure I want to add stick though, because that, I mean, as funny as it is, that would drive me nuts. A rumbling noise. A little bit over here. Okay. Okay, it's all orthogonal. That means diddly squat. Whether or not I put a bow in it. You want the long answer or the short answer? A nice little hump in the middle, but I kind of expected that with a knot right in the middle. Let's see if we can Okay, too aggressive. Okay, well, let's do it the old-fashioned way then. Jesus. Yeah, that knot does not want to be shaved. Can you tell it's cold? Having trouble doing any kind of plane adjustment. Okay, now let's check. There, okay. Okay. Now if we've got at least a little bow in it, the other direction will be good. Okay, that's good. We can use Sinor long plane again. All right. Make sure how badly I butchered up this. I'm just making sure. Okay, I should be able to just do this a few times. And once we start getting almost. Okay, let's test it. We're just gonna keep going in circles, aren't we, guys? Not really. All we gotta do is that, test. One more. How are we doing this direction? Still a little bit of a hump here, isn't there? Yep. Yeah, kids not allowed. This is a mature stream. Better. Okay, so if we fix the edge, I think we're good. Yeah, we may just make these the feet and make that the top just for the sake of how hard this knot is already. Tiny bit more on this side. One more. Come on. Let's see what we got. All right, double check. We're as good as we're gonna get. Good as we're gonna get. And here's the fun thing, it's already labeled legs. Okay, we are as good as we're gonna get tonight, guys. Let's see if there's anyone actually able to be rated at the moment. See, we still got Boyd is open. Guitar Show Australia is open. Do we have anyone new? Usually Wednesday's kind of a bad one for us. So it might just be Boyd. A lot of sewing, model making, keyboards. I just like to do this to see if there's, you know, possibility that there's another woodworker. It's kind of a pay it back kind of thing because, I mean, I was found when I was lowly and at the bottom. Let's see if I can find any other like woodworkers to pay back and or pay it forward. There we go. That's a better term. Pay it forward. Do feel kind of bad always going to like Boyd on Wednesdays, but he seems up. Ooh, there's someone else turning pens. Kuasan. Might want to go in there. Okay, you saw the same person I saw there. Let's do Kuasan. Even though I probably butchered his name heavily. All right, so we're gonna raid out to him. I don't really know what we're gonna find, but Kuesasan. All right, guys, have a good night. I'll see you guys on Sunday, provided something doesn't go haywire. And we should be cutting dovetails hopefully then. All right, have a good one, guys.